أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعسر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Another very short surah containing only 3 ayat, very concise and very powerful surah. Wal Asr. Okay. As you know, this Wal Asr, the wow here is it actually is a harfu jar, okay, and al-asr is a majroor, okay, and both of these are متعلق بفعل محذوف أقسم أقسم به. In short, this waw is also called as waw al-qasam. Okay. Okay. Waw al-qasam. But it is a harfu jar and makes the noun after it as it's a majroor. And that noun is in this context called muqsim bih, which is the thing on which the qasam or oath is being taken. Okay. Wal asr. If you look at the meanings of asr, okay, asara ya'siru asran, to press out, to squeeze out. Okay. The word asir, okay, asirul burtaqal, the orange juice, for example, that which is squeezed out, or in the regular modern context, a juice. And then a'sara yu'siru ihsaran, to enter upon the time called asr, which is, we know, the late afternoon. To enter upon the last part of the day. It's also used to mean for female to attain the time of her youth. Also has a meaning in the context of clouds, to be at the point of having the rains pressed forth from them. Okay, that's why we in Surah Naba we see mu'sirat, okay, which basically means the rain-bearing clouds. Okay, the word asr itself which is a verbal noun. It's the act of pressing or squeezing out. Okay, but it is also used as a noun with the plural being asar, usur, and asur, and has the meaning of age or era, time, period, as well as afternoon prayer, actually. Okay. So in this particular case, it is being used as the time. Okay. So here, if you take that mahzuf verb uqsimu bi, okay, then we will say, I swear by the time. Okay. Some have also said by the passage of time, which is fine, because time, the only thing we know about time is that it actually passes. So, or the more important thing we know about the time is that it passes. So I swear by the time. So that's where it is starting. And of course, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking an oath on something, then that something is actually very, very important. Moving on to ayah number 2. Innal insana lafi khusr. Innal insana lafi khusr. So inna is harfo tawkid wa nasbin. Insana is ismu inna. Lafi, la is allamul muzahlaqa, the skating lam. Fi is harfu jar. Khusr is ism majroor. And this jar majroor is shibu jumla fi mahalli raf'in khabar inna. Okay. Or as some Arab dictionary would say, muta'alliq khabar inna mahdhuf. And then this whole jumla, starting from inna, okay, this jumla ismiya, okay, la mahalla laha min al-i'rab, jawabul qasam. Okay. Jawabul qasam essentially is the statement that's being made after taking the oath. Okay. And that statement, of course, is going to be a very important statement because it's coming after the qasam. And we know that whenever there is a qasam, we studied that in the in Medina book 3. Whenever there is a qasam and the jawabu qasam is masbat, then there's always going to be emphasis depending upon the type of sentence. If it's jumla ismiya, then it will always have either inna or lamu tawkid, or also called lamu ibtada, or a combination of lamu, so a combination of inna and lamul muzhalaqa. That's the case that we are seeing here. Or if it's a jumla fi'liya, then depending on madi or mudare, if it's madi, then the jawabu qasam will always have laqad. And if it's fi'l mudare, then depending on some other conditions, it will have basically lam talaqqi al qasam followed by fi'l mudare followed by noon thaqila, which is basically something that we will see in the next surah that we will be analyzing, which is Surat-al-Asr. But it comes many places in the Quran. So the main point is that whenever there is a qasam, the affirmative jawabu qasam will always have emphasis or ta'keed, and ta'keed is depending on what type of sentence it is. And if it is a negative sentence, then no emphasis is required. So innal insana lafi khusr. Inna means indeed or truly. Insan. Okay. Before we saw the word annas. Okay. And we established the root as nasa yunusu. The dictionaries tell us the root for insan is anisa ya'nasu, or also anusa ya'nusu. So two different bab, unsan. Okay. To be companionable, sociable, or friendly. Okay. There's a form 4, which is basically anasa, which is for hamza followed by a alif. Anasa, yunisu, inasan. To perceive, to discern, to sense. Insun, which is a collective noun. Humankind or human being. Unasun, uh, whose plural is actually insun. Groups of people or tribes. Okay. And then insan, which is a collective noun. Humankind, human being, men and women. And then insiyun, there's a ya'un nisba in there. Someone from the human race, someone belonging to the human race. Okay. So indeed, humankind or human You can say humankind or human beings. Lafi are in khusr. Okay. Khasira, yaksaru, khusran, khasaran, khasaratan, khusranan, many different masdar. To suffer a loss, okay, or to lose something. It's an intransitive verb. So, no, sorry, I apologize. No, to lose something. So it is transitive. Akhsara yukhsiru ikhsaran, okay, is a causative meaning, to cause a loss, to give less than the current amount, which is it's used in the Quran for that as well, to shortchange someone. Khusr itself means loss or damage. And then khasirun, which is a singular of khasir, means loser. And then I wanted to show you the akhsaruna, which is the plural of akhsaru, bigger or biggest losers. Okay, we saw that at the end of Surat al-Kahf. And then mukhsiruna is the ismul fa'il, the plural of mukhsirun, which is ismul fa'il, one who gives less than the correct measure. Okay. Anyway, in this particular ayah, we are looking for khusr, which is loss. Okay, is in loss. Again, a very strong statement, or very, I would say, bold statement, coming as part of a qasam, which means there's a lot of emphasis in it. In al-insan lafi khusr starts out with a very negative statement. Then we go to ayah number 3, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr, which is the last ayah of this surah. So illa, we know, is a harfu istisna. Harfu istisna. Allazina ismul mausul. Here it is coming as mustasna. Bi illa. It is mustasna with illa, meaning, so these are the one who are accepted from what? From the group of which is mentioned in the previous one, mustasna minhu, which is all the humankind, basically. From all the humankind, these people who are being represented as allazina, with the word allazina, are accepted. And then we will know from silatul mawsul what does that mean. Okay. Amanu. So this is the beginning of silatul mawsul. This is fi'l madi, mabni ala dhamma. Waw is damir muttasil fi mahli raf'in fa'il. Wa amilu salihat. Waw we know is harfu atf. Amilu, again fi'l madi, waw being the fa'il. And this is ma'tufun ala amanu. Salihat is maf'ulun bihi, mansubun, wa alamatu nasbihi kasra li'annahu jama' muannas salim. And then again, wa tawasaw, waw is again harfu atf. Tawasaw is fi'l madi, mabni ala fatha. Waw is a fa'il. Bil haq, bi and al haq, jar wa majroor. And the last part again, waw is harfu atf. Tawasaw fi'l madi, waw is the fa'il, and bis sabr, jar wa majroor. Okay. And all of this is basically ma'tufun ala ma'tufun ala. So this is all silatul mawsul. It's all part of the Silatul Mawsul. So this Jumla فعلية لا محل لها من الإعراب صلة الموصول. Okay. We'll look at the meanings, inshallah. Except الذين, the ones. Okay. Amanu. Okay. We have seen that before. I've captured the meaning here. Okay. Amana ya amanu. Form 4 is amana, yu'minu imanan. This is form 4. One is the causative meaning to make someone secure or safe, but then with the harf jar B, it has the meaning of to believe, which is the context that it's used here. Or with the harf jar li, it means to put faith in. Okay. Illadhina amanu, except the ones who believe. Wa amilu salihat. Again, amila ya'malu amlan, to do, to act, to work. Amal, which is a verbal noun, also a noun, and if it's a noun, the plural is amal, the act of doing or acting. And for a noun perspective, meaning is work, activity, action, deed, job. Okay. So amilu here is and do. As-salihat comes from salaha, yasluhu, yaslahu. So yasluhu or yaslahu, both spellings are there. So it's a bab nasara as well as bab fataha. Masdar being suluhan or maslahatan, as well as another spelling which is saluha yasluhu salahan. Okay. Meaning is the same: to be good, to be right, to be proper, pious, and useful. Aslaha yuslihu islahan, form 4, to put something in order. Okay. Also to settle, to make amends, to make good. Salih, okay, is ismul fa'il, righteous or pious. Also a proper noun and name of a prophet, as we see in the Quran. And then salihat is used in the context of good deeds, good deeds. And they do good deeds. Okay. So first is that they believe. Second is that they do good deeds. And then وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. So وَتَوَاصَوْا, the root is waw, sod, ya. Okay. I couldn't find, at least the dictionary that I consulted, a relevant thulathi mujarrad verb, but it starts with the form 2, bab taf'il, wassa yuwassi tawsiyatan, to direct, to order, to command, to advise. Okay. And form 4, ausa yusi isaan, very similar meaning or same meaning actually, wassa, as wassa. And then form 6 is what we are seeing here. Tawasa, yatawasa, tawasin. Okay. Comes with the harf jar B, as we see in this ayah as well. To urge one another to, so that's one kind of meaning. And then another meaning is to bequeath, to hand down from generation to generation. Okay. The word wasiya is from this root, the act of making a bequest, okay, as well as a noun of the bequest itself. And then tawsiyatan, which is a masdar for bab taf'il, or wasa yuwassi, act of making a will, very similar meaning. Okay. And then musin, which is also used in the Quran, okay, which is a ismul fa'il for form 4, ausa, one who bequests, one who bequests. But anyway, so form 6 that we are dealing with, tawasa ya tawasa, to urge one another, This is the meaning that we are dealing with here. And if you remember, form 6 has this meaning pattern, which the actions are done as a group. Okay, this is something that as multiple people will actually do together, like ta'awanu yata'awanu, watawasaw, and they urge one another. And they urge one another. They urge one another to what? Bil haq. Haq. Okay, very commonly used word in the Quran. Haqqa, ha, qaf, yahiqqu, also yahuqqu. Masdar being haqqatan, haqqan, or huquqan. Okay. To be or become suitable to the requirements of wisdom, justice, right, truth, reality, and so on. Okay. To be or become just, proper, true, valid, and sound. Form 2 is haqqaqa, yuhaqqiqu tahqiqan. To make something come true, to determine, to find out, to establish, to recognize the true nature of something, to confirm. We use this word all the time in Urdu, tahqiq, okay, which also has the meaning of to research, basically. But you do the research to find the true nature of something. Istahaqqa yastahiqqu istihqaqan, form 10. Okay, to deserve and to qualify, or actually, I think there's a typo here. It should be to qualify, not quality, to qualify. Okay. I should highlight it so I can correct it. Sorry. Anyway, I'll figure it out, inshallah. And the word noun haqqun, so its opposite is batil. It is a suitableness to the requirements of wisdom, means justice, truth, reality. Plural of huquq, which is also masdar, by the way, but it can also be used as a plural, means right, just claim, just due, as it should be. And al-haq is an attribute of Allah as well. Haqqu is a ism tafdeel, more or most deserving. Okay. Al-haqqa, which is a feminine ism al-fa'il. This is a proper name with the as an epithet of the day of judgment. Okay. It's also a name of surah number 69. That which is inevitable, that which sorts out truth from falsehood. Haqiqa, again, we use this word all the time in Urdu, plural haqaiq, truth, reality, true nature, essence, real meaning. Tahqiq, we already talked about. Muhaqqiq, okay, this is ismul fa'il for the verb haqqaqa yuhaqqiqu, investigator, inquirer. And then mustahiq, ismul fa'il for istahaqqa, entitled, deserving, worthy. Did I miss something? No, I think I'm good. Okay. Yeah. They urge one another to the truth. To the truth. Watawasaw, same word. And they urge one another bis sabr. Okay. So sabara yasbiru sabran, to be patient, to persevere. And also in Quran we see the use of form 8, istabara yastabiru istibaran. Similar meaning, to constrain oneself to be patient. Okay. Similar to Sulasi Mujarrad. Sabr, meaning patience, steadfastness, endurance. Okay. So here we are seeing the word sabr. and they urge one another to um, be patient or to patience. Okay. So basically the four qualities which are mentioned of those people in this ayah who are not in loss, okay, because the exception is there. Allazina amanu, they believe, wa amilu salihat, they do good deeds, wa tawasaw bis sabr, they urge one another to the truth. Okay, so it is not individual act, but rather this is something that they do as a group, as a as a company. Wa tawasaw bis sabr, and they urge one another to be patient.